Dear friends, today I am going to talk on a topic which is very concerned to all of us. It is regarding the will. As you know, we all know art of living. Shri Ravi Shankar ji has widely spread it to all of us, and also many other people teach us throughout our life how to have art of living. But unfortunately, in our society, we never talk on a subject of the will in open. As a result, I have given it a topic like art of dying. You know, death is certain, but when it will happen is totally uncertain. You know, we have seen it during our present corona crisis. We all have lost our loved ones. Unfortunately, quite a lot of them we lost when they are very young. Well, I have lost few in my own family as well. Similarly, I also find people who come here during their terminal stages, and when they are about to go, then they usually confess to doctors, I wish, doctor, I can get few days more, few months more, because I wanted to do this thing, I wanted to finish this work. But unfortunately, that's the time they are too late, and they try to go regretfully without completing those wishes. So my today's topic, art of dying, is, friends, if we prepare ourselves properly, then we can definitely die more satisfied and graceful, without leaving lots of problems to our loved ones. Well, so this brings me to the topic of will. In India, we are very conservative and we do not talk about will to even our spouse or to our children, as if it is a sacred thing and it should be hidden from all of us. During our life, we struggle and make lots of efforts to create some assets. And I believe that by writing a will, you will make sure that all these assets go to the rightful people for whom you made all the efforts and will not be go in the wrong hands. Let me now start with the real topic of the will. When we talk to people here, they usually come with lots of excuses. They say, well, I'm very young at present. I don't think I should make the will so early. Some will say, yeah, I want to write, but it's such a hassle. I don't want to go through it. Then I've seen people say, I've got only one child, so there's no need for it. Fourth will say, I don't have an asset. I don't have assets. Believe me, doc, I don't have assets. So, what's the point of writing? Friends, I'm going to come around and answer all of these so-called excuses. I believe, let me talk about the will directly now. First of all, we must understand that will is not only the one which is written for the purpose when you are no more. There are two parts of the will. There are two types of the will rather. One is living will and one is the real will, which is when you are no more. The living will. Let me come to the living will first. You know, living will is a written document of your desires which should be done when you are alive but non-communicating or unconscious. Let's see the conditions in which you will be. One can be. First is suffering from heart attack, brain attack, or road traffic accident when you are suddenly brought rather into unconscious states to the hospitals and admitted and from emergency state to ICUs and you put on ventilators. So you are alive but you are non-communicating. Second are the conditions where I believe living will be effective, when you are suffering from chronic illnesses like renal failure, liver failure, or cancers. Most of them are still the person suffering from renal failure. They keep waiting for renal transplants, and during that period they are going through regular dialysis. All these treatments are very costly, and I've seen families losing all the ornaments and properties and raising very large loans to support such lives. Also, if you have written in these conditions, if you have written a living will, you are making sure that either you want the treatment or you are not want the treatment. If you do not want the treatment, then if you have got a written document and that is given to the proper authorities, they will certainly stop the resuscitation methods. They will stop the ventilators, and they will definitely fulfill your wishes. Similarly, if you are having chronic illnesses, as I said, then in those cases you can either ask for number of days you want to wait and get dialysis or wait for liver transplant, or you can tell them that's enough is enough. Please allow me to go peacefully and just make me pain-free until I go naturally. Third is, what kind of funeral you want. Do you want a very elaborate funeral with a lot of expenditures? And who will be doing this expenditure? So please do mention whether it will come from your savings or it will be your children. Or you want a simple funeral where only you will have 1 or 2 days of mourning period, and then everybody is free to go lead their life after that. Then the very important point is how your spouse should lead his or her life once you are no more. Should they be like typical widows without any thing but being part of family, going to temple, looking after the children and grandchildren, fulfilling the things at home? But whenever any friends of your children come, they put you into a small corner of the rooms and say, Papa, Mummy, don't come because we are having a party at home. Believe me, it is most hurting and insulting feeling one can get. The house belongs to parent. They are actually tenant in that. So the person who is elderly is pushed into a corner in his own house. And imagine these people are not even paying rent. So lawfully these people can be asked to either pay rent or vacate. So they cannot push you into a corner if you have written this kind. Another very important is if you have written a living will, you will find that people who are actual inheritors will only be getting it. Now this is an open-ended will. What I mean by open-ended, this will should not be known to your spouse, your children, any witnesses you create, or even executors. You can tell all of them that even the contents of this, so that at the time when you are non-communicable, they will retrieve this will and can do according to the will. Now, the other will we will talk a little later. Let me talk about, when you think of will, the few questions which always have come in my mind is, why? Why me? That is first question. Second question comes is, when? Third is, how to write will. And fourth is, how to store it. Let's start with each. When? I believe that when anybody who has finished his education and start earning, that's the time he should be writing his first will. The reason being that when you start having any savings, those savings, in case you are involved in a road traffic accident or some other way, then these savings should not be just kept dead into where these are saved, or should not go into the wrong hands. I'll give you an example. LIC has got the largest unclaimed funds which are lying with them because there were no wills and nobody was there to claim them. So you can avoid such problems. Or banks, as they have got non-performing assets, they also have got assets which are again nobody knows. Those accounts they just close after some years, but they have got large funds there. So I believe anybody who start earning and start making assets should be writing the will. And of course all these can be upgraded. I'll tell you how. They all will be upgraded yearly basis, 5-yearly basis, or regular interval.